Well, thank you, Henry. The local theater scene is always thriving with community productions, and this weekend sees the opening of Carrie the musical at the Mid-Ohio Valley Players Theater. The musical is based on the 1974 novel by Stephen King. I'm here with Esther Brown, who plays the title role of Carrie White, and Vanessa Rake Kuhn, who plays Margaret White, and to talk about the production. So thank you both for being here today and joining us here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always a pleasure. And just kind of starting off, for those who don't really know, what exactly is Carrie about?
So Carrie is this loner. She's bullied. She doesn't really have no friends, and she's abused at home by her mother, and has leads into the religious trauma. Also, it's all about her anger and how she kind of eventually snaps because no one's on her side really in the end. So it's very sad, but I think it's also a relatable musical in some ways for some people because of the characters and the developments they go through.
And also, kind of speaking on these characters, what is it like, and what are your favorite things about playing these characters?
I have never played a character like this before, so it was a challenge at first, and I've liked the challenge. It's really pushed me to go research and learn more about the character. I've watched multiple versions of the movies and read part of the book, and it's just been a really interesting journey to get to learn my character and get to understand what she's been feeling and find ways to relate to her in some sense.
That's wonderful.
And for me, I never get to play villains, so it's really nice to play a villain for once.
It's always nice to just kind of let loose and
exactly.
just play around with that kind of thing that you usually, hopefully, don't delve into on the daily. So, and since Carrie the musical is, of course, a musical, what are some of your favorite songs from the show?
I really like the opening number just because it's a fun song. It's also sad in some ways because it talks about being in high school and not really knowing what you're doing with your life and feeling like you confused about how you feel. And I think that a lot of people will be able to relate to that. So I personally do. And also the next song, Carrie, you can't go wrong with that song. It's a fun song.
Mine is Eve Was Weak is my favorite song. The first song that I sing, one might think if they've seen the movie, like, oh, this Margaret's a little bit nicer, but once you sing that song, it's no doubt that that's the crazy Margaret that people are used to. And I'm huffing and puffing by the end of that one because it is a breath killer.
Oh my goodness, I feel like anybody who's either been in musical theater or any kind of musical type of art can probably agree with that. You know, at some point or another, you kind of find a moment where that happens. And kind of talking about, the music and the theatricality and just the characters, the story as a whole, kind of what exactly would you, why should people come to see the show? Is there a specific reason that you can think of?
I think it's beautiful in a way because I feel like it's very close to real life in some ways. I think there's something everyone can relate to in the musical. And also I think it's not done very often, so I think it's a good opportunity to see it if you can, because not many theaters do it because they don't know it exists.
Yeah, and you said earlier, there's a lot of, going through a lot of character with, going through high school and kind of having that human experience. And I feel like, at some point in life, everybody kind of goes through that kind of thing. So it's nice to be able to have an art form kind of show that, wouldn't you say? Yeah, and so what are the performance dates and times for those who may be interested in seeing Carrie the musical?
We open this weekend, so May 3rd and 4th, and then the 10th and 11th. Those are all at 7:30 p.m. And then May 12th, Mother's Day, great for Mother's Day,
Yes.
at 3 p.m. And you can get tickets online at midohiovalleyplayers.com. They're $15 each, or the box office is open 90 minutes before each show.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming for this interview.